This is Dominus Nicia with Bismi. We are going to the third and the fourth stations of the way of the cross of Jesus during this Lent season. It is my personal reflection and then helping myself to go through my journey on this Lent. But I'm inviting everyone to find out whether it's touching you, because it's a story from the history that a great person, a 33 years old young male, tortured and crucified on the cross only because he was spreading love, joy, and peace. And he was influencing many people and then helping many people to come back to that pure life, to spread love, joy, and peace. And that story is not different to anybody who is trying to spread that news in this modern world, right? So that's very much resonated to our life. But if you are a Christian, he is your Lord, he is your creator, and I believe God, my Jesus, did this suffering to save the whole world and especially save me. And if in this world there is only one person or only 100%, he will still do that for those people because he loved that much the whole world. So the creator loved us that much, and he gave that only son to help us to save from all the iniquities of this world and enjoy that heavenly feast. So I'm not really thinking about what's happening in heaven. I'm thinking about what's happening in our earth where we live. So there is traditionally we used to have 14 stations that we reflect and contemplate during this season of Lent. So we did the first and the second stations last week, and then we mentioned talking through our words. We can judge and then we can make a person good or bad, and at the same time without like talking or being silent, that you need to talk where we need to talk, but if you become silent, you can crucify someone as well. So that's what happened in front of Pilate, who was talking to Jesus, and the whole people were forcing him to crucify Jesus. And then we know that what happened then. Next station, he was carrying the cross. The third station is the first fall of Jesus with the cross. So we are contemplating the heaviness of the cross here and the fall of Jesus, and then what he did after the fall. So we all know that Jesus was given a big wooden cross that we usually carry by other people, but this time the person who is already tortured with all different beating and all different other persecutions, but he is carrying his own wooden cross. And it must be heavy, and he is going through that path, and he is tired. He just had his Thursday last supper. He was not eaten, not had any little bit of water. He's dehydrated, and it must be really hot. And then he is carrying this one, and then he is having that first fall. What is that first fall really means to you or to me in this life? That's what I'm actually trying to understand. He is actually showing the humanity of himself to the whole world. So the station reminds us that Jesus is fully human. If he is the God, he can easily carry the cross and then take it and then go to the Calvary and do his job. But he is clearly showing that he is the human person that feel the pain and the heaviness of everything, and then he can always be get tired and can fall down. So he is clearly showing that he is a full human while he was doing his great sacrament sacrifice of this crucifixion on the cross. That humanity is that what he is showing, that the weight, why everyone is showing that the cross was heavy. They could have taken some wood with his, which is not really heavy, because that's a usual practice over there to kill the people on the cross, because the worst penalty in that time. So they will have different types of woods to make the cross. And why the heaviness is important here? It is important because it is showing the heaviness of the whole human world sin, because that's where Jesus picking up everyone's sin, the whole humanity's, humankind's sin on his shoulder, and then crucify himself to save the whole world. So that's what it's showing. The weight is actually the remainder of our own sin. Don't worry about the whole humankind. Just think about my sin. I feel like, oh my goodness, what all the things that I'm doing, how this person can die for me, because I'm not sure whether I'm worthy to worthy enough to come out of that sin. Because that much things that we are doing, if you find this life, the breathing air, the atmosphere, the nature, everything is given freely for us, and then are we really faithful to our call, or are we really grateful for what we are getting freely? If you think about all different things, the words that we're using, the actions that we're doing, the thoughts that we're doing, the things that we are omitting to do, all these four different types, and find out that five different ways that we are like using and misusing all the opportunities, like through eyes, through touching, through tasting, and all different ways of our daily life. So to me, I feel like that weight of the cross is representing the weight of the sin of the humankind, and showing that he was picking up everything with no charge, only because he loves us. So the persistence of Jesus is what we can see, that even though he was fully tired, he was carrying the cross, he had a fall, he can stay there saying that, no, I can't take anymore, I'm done. If you want to crucify me, take me up, but I can't really do that. He can try that, right? Because the soldiers can help, or maybe beat him again, and then whatever way that they want. But he is simply silently standing up from that fall. He was not even telling any words. We can clearly see that. That's that persistence that Jesus saying that he is continuing his journey to the Calvary. That's one of the great example that we can get from this fall. Yes, we will go to the sinful nature. We may end up in sin. Don't get disappointed, because we have a hope in our Calvary. So, what we need to do, take the moment, make a pause, and raise up. Do the walk slowly. Do the walk, because the walk is the thing that you have to do by yourself. No one else can do the walk for you. You have to do the walk for you. So that's what Jesus is showing, that yes, I know that I am tired, I am done, I don't have energy. It's my time. I need to raise up and do my walk. That's what I got from that um, third station, and the promise of hope. I can see that there is always a light at the end of the tunnel. Yes, that is the hope that we have in the midst of the suffering and struggles. This station reminds us that there is a hope. It is an encouragement that we will get there. We will get there because people are holding us together. It's clearly showing the support of others, because Jesus is getting some support from other people, right? That he can see in that stations of the cross. So I'm picking up the heaviness of my sins and the support I'm getting, and walk the walk. That's what I am doing. I may fall, but I have a Calvary. I need to get there to get my Easter, right? So that's my real take on my third station. The fourth station is a really touching station, and I really love the eyes. There are four eyes in fourth station. Two eyes from Jesus, tired, bloody, and tearing, another two eyes of his own mother, Mother Mary, seeing Jesus on this fourth station. Being a mother of three boys, when they have some hard time, when they fall, when they are sick, when they're going to the surgeries, when they are admitted in the hospital, my heart will pump, my eyes will full of tears, become full of tears, but I have to control without showing them. But I will be panicking, like, what will happen? I will lean on to God. I don't have anyone to support, only you are my hope. But here, Mother Mary, who was ready to take that cross from the day one, the accusation of becoming a mother without any marital relationship, she picked up that choice saying, yes, I will become the mother of the Savior because I know what is this call, why I'm doing it. Even though she didn't know exactly what is going to happen on the time when she said yes, she was experiencing this man, this 33-year-old man, is going to save the world. And I have to go through this tough time. I know these challenges. But the moment, see that Jesus had a fall, he can't even talk, he can't even stand up properly. His whole body is full of blood, and this mother is seeing her own child bruised everywhere, bloody is everywhere. Can't really look at him because he's not even and not even like a normal human being. He was beaten, scourged, everything. His whole body is in blood. How do you feel about a baby, your own son, seeing in front of you sit standing like that? Will you allow to go ahead on the same path? Will you allow the other people to do all this scourging, all these things when you are there? You will be screaming out loud. You'll be trying to get help from everyone. Or you may get really tired and like exhausted, and you must have gone down like a fainting down and all. Mother Mary is here really strong, but her eyes was giving the message to the son. My son, I know. I know what you're going through. I know your pain. And you know my pain. But we need to go through this one because this is for a great reason. I love that mindset that Mother Mary was conveying through the eyes. Many times in my life, I experienced that. Sometimes I can't really talk. One experience, like when our little kids going through the surgery, they need to do the sedation through their mouth, and their parents needs to be there, and they can't even talk because they are going down, and I can only look through his eyes. So I was just looking at his eyes, and talking to him through my eyes. My son, I know I'm here, and I know we need to go through this. I am with you all the time because we are going through this with our powerful Lord. This is a human way of conveying the love from a mother to the son. But here, it's a divine way of motherly love to her son. What are you picking up in this one? Jesus meets his mother. That's the fourth station. The moment Jesus carrying cross after the falling, he sees him. I feel like it's more of like a deepened reflection. It's experience that bond between a mom and a son, especially that she was a single mom. Joseph was not in the story after some time, so he he will be supporting mom being alone, and they have that much intimacy between them, even though Mary knows that he got this big vision, the big mission, And then sufferings will be there, going through that real sufferings. She was presenting herself as a very brave mother, very strong person with the tough belief and faith in Lord. That's a great lesson from our Mother Mary for every woman going through the tough time. Yes, we will see all this great suffering. We will go through all these stormy days, but we need to make sure that we are concentrating with our Creator, and we know that this is happening for a reason. And we all know that our story is there with my Creator before we born in the womb of our mother. So we need to have that confidence that God is doing it for a reason. So He is really going to Calvary. Mother Mary is following silently. That's one of the lessons that I pick up from this station. I always talkative with them, always telling all my suggestions or all my reflections. Is that Mother Mary did know she was having silent mindset, even though he is feeling all different feelings. She was really silent. She must be deeply wounded, but she was silent and connecting to that son in that way. I like that way, that moment that Mary portrayed herself as a comfort and a support for him. But those two eyes conveyed the message of love. That's what I picked up from these stations. So I encourage everyone, if you are hearing me, if you are going through tough time, or if you feel like it's enough, I can't handle anymore, I don't think that we did anything closer to Mother Mary and Jesus. And this is not story, and this is not myth. It happened. History showing that it happened. And there are many mothers going through this tough time. So I encourage all people, especially mothers, if you are going through tough time, about thinking about your children going through different notorious lifestyles sometimes, and then you can't even control, and then we can see all different faults that happening. This is a call for you, all the women who are listening to me through Dominus Nisi. Be consistent with your heavy heart, connect with your Creator. He knows where they end up, but there is a victory at the end of this suffering. So I encourage everyone, be confident. Keep your faith moving forward. Do what you do in a consistent way, not to break your children, but to build them. Maybe just being silent and then praying for them. Maybe trying to find out different things to take them out of the current troublesome time. But sometimes keep that faith. That's what all we need to do. Come back with the next two stations next week. So, on this Lent season, I encourage everyone to reflect at least one thing in your life in a daily basis. So, this through Lent season, you can change little by little, day by day. This is Dominus Nisi. You're with Bismi on 88.9 FM.